Alright, boys, so in this video, it is a fucking Thursday morning at like 10:18 in the morning, and I'm, young 20-year-old in Miami, entrepreneur. Now, would I say that I'm multi-millionaire yet? No, I'm definitely not. Well, I get there, of course. And the whole premise of this video is basically to kind of talk about your guys' environment and why this is so important. You may look at me online, you may be looking at me, and you may be like, dude, wow, this guy's living the fucking life. Now, to be honest and fair with you, of course, I am living the life, and I fucking love it. But things you guys have to remember is your environment has such a big role with how successful you are. Now, I know I talk about this a lot, in your environment, who you're around, the people you're talking to, and at the end of the day, it all just comes down to programming. Your environment is going to program you. Now, this could either be with, your parents, your friends, your coworkers, your work, and your actual overall environment. Now, before we get into this, I want you guys to understand the elements of a successful person. So, what do those elements look like when a successful person wakes up and has to do the shit they have to do even off of like 4 hours of sleep? What do they do? What do they drink? What do they eat? Well, first off, I don't eat shit. I wake up, drink a whole bottle of water, drink a whole bottle of electrolytes. Then I'm drinking 2 shots of coffee and I'm having an Alani. And on top of that, we're gonna smoke a cigarette. Nicotine, caffeine, water, salt, electrolytes, and nutrients. That's all you need. And then you guys are probably good till usually like 1 or 2, and then that's when I kind of eat my first meal of the day, or 3. But anyways, guys, besides the point, right? You have to stay optimal at all times, have to stay sharp at all times, always sharp-minded. When you guys wake up in the morning, you have to make sure that's dialed in. But guys, besides the point, on these videos, I always go deep into everything, right? Because I want to provide the most value fucking possible. I really do. Because at the end of the day, like, who just gets on fucking camera like this and really just talks like real fucking shit? I literally just talk anything that comes off my mind. And this is a good thing because you guys can see really how, like, I'm not putting on like a show here. I'm not putting on a play. This is like the real deal. This is my real fucking conscious thoughts every single day that I go through. And every single day, I wake up and I'm just fucking excited to work. How can you not be excited in an environment like this? You know what I mean? How can you not get up and want to just work and fucking grind and do everything in your power to win? Because your environment is going to play a big role in that. Let's say I'm back in Minnesota, for example, and I'm hanging around people that aren't going to grow me, that are average, that are going to college, and that frequency is going to attach to me. The frequency of, just being poor, essentially, and just having a non-abundant mindset. And, I talk about the abundance mindset a lot, but it's just so fucking true. The abundance mindset is real in every single area. What you guys think, what you guys, your thoughts are attributed to, that is what will be in your reality. I know I say this all the time. I know I do. But you guys have to drill this through your head. You, on this other side of this screen, if you're not in my position right now or where you want to be in life, whether that be mentally, physically, or financially, that is because you have a subconscious block in your mind where you think that you cannot achieve it subconsciously. With me, I believe that I can achieve the good body, the lean body. I literally believe in myself every single day when I wake up that I'm the best at speaking, that I'm the best with my words, I'm the best on these fucking YouTube videos, I'm the best at sales, I'm the best in the fucking gym, I'm the best at marketing, I'm the best at talking. And you guys might be thinking, okay, this comes from an ego thing, you seem like a fucking dickhead. Well, you may be right, it's fine, maybe I am a dickhead, but it comes from a place of confidence. Because if I don't have that confidence, well, guess what? What's gonna wake me up in the morning? Because most of the time, you guys on the other side, you are so subconsciously blocked that when you wake up, you're not happy with yourself, you're not motivated. The reason you're not motivated is because your environment and the things you think and the things that are deep in your subconscious mind. So let's just go back to the Minnesota example. Let's just say I was in Minnesota right now. I was hanging around people that were not on the same path as me. I'm around, this isn't my parents, but this could be anybody's parents. Let's just say your parents, when you're young would say, money doesn't grow on trees. Or, we can't afford, that's expensive. Or 10 grand, that's a lot of money. You guys have probably heard this from your parents before. And I was talking to a friend the other day on how I was driving a Urus Performante, and there's some fucking random cone in the middle of the fucking road on the highway here in Miami. And the car in front of me swerved right out of the way. And, I wasn't speeding, I wasn't going that fast. There's a car to my left, there was a car to my right. I couldn't go anywhere. There was nowhere for me to go. So the cone was there, it hit fucking front bumper, and, it was like 15 G's to repair. And, I paid it, but the thing is, I was talking to my friend about this, and he's like, that's a lot of money. And it's like, no, it's not. You can't think of these things as a lot of money, because if you think of these things as a lot of money, you're not going to come from a place of abundance, and therefore your mind's going to have mental blocks where you're not going to be able to get that money, right? I guarantee if I thought in that moment, and I got scared, and I got all sad, and I was like, oh my gosh, bro, it's a lot of money, I'm fucked. Well, maybe it's a little different just because I'm fucking balling, I don't got to worry about it. But for the average person out there, it's going to be like, holy shit, I'm fucked. And I knew I was going to be fine. shot. It doesn't even matter. Fucking pay it. I don't give a shit. And obviously you guys aren't in the financial state I am in, so it's going to be a different thought pattern, but it doesn't even matter. I still had this abundant thought, even if I wasn't rich. If I didn't even have money at the time, I would have still came from an abundance mindset and just knew I was going to pay that shit off, you know? When you guys come from a place of, you know, especially your environment, when you're around people that have these mindsets, it will go into your subconscious mind and you will be on their frequency, unfortunately. And it does suck because at the end of the day, like, it's just so easy to win. It is so easy to win, and it just comes from changing your environment. It really does. For anybody that says having too much salt is fucking bad for you, you're a fucking retard. Salt is amazing for you. Very good for you. So I don't know what people be saying that. Anyways, guys, the environment thing. Let's go back to that. Environment plays such a big role. Now, you can look at your environment as a spiritual environment, an emotional environment, and your physical environment. Obviously, what you guys see now in the view, physical environment. Am I in a good physical environment? Yes. If I go to Dubai, am I in a good physical environment? Yes. If I go to fucking Spain or some rich ass place, or Monaco or Switzerland, or just a nice area. You could even go to Montana in the mountains if you're in like a really nice house, some nice cabin. Those are good environments to make you grow. Obviously a bad environment, you guys could probably guess. If you're in some shitty home, or, you know, maybe you're just in middle class areas. Not that middle class areas are bad, or, you know, if your home is run down that it's bad, that you should be ashamed. I mean, you should feel ashamed if you put yourself there. But besides the point, most of you guys are probably my age, okay? So you're kind of just conformed to that reality. Whatever, you know, your parents did is, you know, what you guys are probably going to do or do something similar. Besides the point, you guys have to have a good environment. When I went to Dubai, $2,000 to my name and spent like a rack the first day, I had no other option but to win. So put yourself in a good environment, but also situations where it makes you grow and it forces you to grow. Now, you could look at my situation and, you know, I was like, okay, you took that to the extreme. You took that to the extreme. Fair, but it was needed. Because my whole thing when I first started entrepreneurship was like, bro, I just want to travel. You know, I want to go to Dubai. That's my little like win moment. You know, I got there and I printed like 40 G's in 3 weeks. It was like, holy fuck. You know, I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. And it was like, it's almost like, it does have to do with the environment, but it's almost like the frequency of my mind. I went to Dubai with the frequency of my mind that this was going to better my life, better my business, just better my overall environment and make me feel rich, make me feel wealthy. But if I went to Dubai in a different lens, I went to Dubai thinking scared and being anxious and going to Dubai and like, oh bro, hopefully I don't lose the money. Hopefully I can get back home. Well, when I get, the frequency of my mind is probably going to change. I'm not going to make money when I go there. So it all has to do with the frequency. It's kind of like knocking on wood. Does knocking on wood actually work? No, it doesn't. But it's the frequency of your mind thinking that it works. Subconsciously, you think that, that's why it works. You see what I mean? Now, I know this might seem crazy. It might seem fucking insane. But this is a different level of fucking thinking. This is what every single top guy that makes lots of fucking money thinks like. They think with a positive mindset and frequency where their subconscious is attuned to that. So when I'm here right now, I feel wealthy. That's why when guys come to Miami, they say, oh, it's the Miami effect. It's not actually Miami. It's the frequency of their mind thinking that Miami is going to make them money, you know, and it's a wealthy place. That's why they make money. And it's like, how could you not have a good frequency mindset here? I mean, there's supercars everywhere, you know, nice environment. There's palm trees. It's warm. You know, you feel younger. But why wouldn't you have a positive mindset? You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to have a negative mindset here unless you're, you know, fucking homeless or some shit, which obviously I have empathy for those people. You know, I'm an empathetic person. But most people get themselves in that situation through their actions and, you know, what they decide to do with their life. And some people, you know, it's unfortunate. For some people, it just, you know, it happens. And it's nothing you can really do about it. Some people go through really, really shitty situations, which I have empathetic on, you know. But again, you know, how you perceive the world is how it will be and how it will come into your reality. So that's first off. That's the, you know, physical aspect of your environment. Now let's talk spiritual. And now this is kind of a big one. Spiritually, are you sound? What you fill your spirit with is how you're going to come out, you know, or present yourself to other people. Let's speak, for instance, on this, okay? If I'm listening to, I really do like Juice WRLD, but let's just say I'm listening to Juice WRLD all day, every single day. Spiritually, am I going to feel good? Probably not. Let's just be real. Probably not. But if I fill my spirit with good things, whether that be with God, godly music, or, you know, house music, or just good music that's like uplifting, spiritually, I'm probably going to feel a lot better. And I'm probably going to go through my day as a brighter, you know, with a brighter face almost, right? You can tell. When you walk around, you can tell who has a bright face and who has a dim face. It might be, you know, their confidence level, the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they present themselves. For instance, me, I'm a Christian. So every single day, I like to just spend time with God, be spiritually sound, fill my spirit with good things. All right, now obviously I have a lot of things to improve on. Every single person does. Every single person is not perfect. But at the end of the day, what you fill your spirit with and what you fill your heart with will come out. So, this goes back to the music. What music are you feeding your mind with? What music are you feeding all that with? Right now, it's not bad to listen to rap music, okay? Every once in a while, or, when you listen to it. I'm just saying don't listen to it 24/7. It's going to feed your subconscious mind, and you guys are going to get into some negative frequency. So, if you're listening to rap music, that's fine. Just, listen to other good stuff later in the day, or just don't listen to it all. You know what I mean? Like, rap music, every now and then, it's not going to hurt you. That could honestly be just a frequency of your mind, too, thinking that rap music could be bad for you. That in itself could be. I don't really know, to be honest. But besides the point, spiritually, you guys have to be spiritually sound. What you fill your mind with, what you fill your heart with is going to grow. And the heart is the most deceitful out of all things. If you guys didn't know that, your heart is the most deceitful out of all things in your life. All right, so what you fill your heart with is what's going to come out. So if you guys fill your heart with lust, you guys fill your heart with negative things, or, robbing people or hurting people and shit like that, well, guess what's going to come out of your heart? Not good things, okay? So obviously there's their environment, there's their spiritual, and then there's their emotionally sound. Or I guess you could say, really the people you're hanging around with and how they think and how they act. So this could be for anybody. So I'm not calling out anybody here, thinking about anybody here. I'm just thinking, the general population. Okay, let's say you guys, few different scenarios here. First off, your parents. If your parents are always saying, oh, you can't do that, you can't do this, that's impossible, it's going to take years, all that shit. You guys got to block that out of your mind. Love your parents. They just don't understand this way of thinking. They don't understand this way of life because it is so easy to make money nowadays. It doesn't make sense how someone can jump into my program and make 10, 20, 30 G's their first month working with us with no college degree right out of high school. It doesn't make sense. To the average person, it sounds, what the fuck are you talking about? And we do it obviously in an ethical way, right? Like, we teach these guys on how to run a social media marketing agency. We just apply volume, how to send out thousands upon thousands of, outreach every single day, getting these people on meetings, closing them for a couple thousand on a marketing deal, and then running the marketing for them, running the marketing for their clients, right? Let's just say it was a roofing client, or, whatever it is. It could be any niche. So it's just your parents just don't understand that. And when you guys have these negative, people are saying these negative things, these negative thought patterns, right? Whatever it is, this is going to affect your subconscious mind. Because think about it, if every single day someone told you can't do it, that's hard, that will at some point get into your mind if you don't fucking change it, or you don't get around people that, can think in a positive way or in a growth mindset. Obviously, there's fixed mindsets and there's growth mindsets, okay? You guys have probably heard this before many times, or maybe even in school, but it's very true. If you have a fixed mindset in your current situation, a fixed mindset on college that this is the right way to do, a fixed mindset on just listening to your parents, you're cooked. Have a growth mindset. Think a little outside the box. You don't have to just listen to the fucking rules all the time. And if you guys are over 18, make your own fucking decisions, especially if you're a man. You can make your own decisions, what you want to do at the end of the day. You don't have to conform to anything. I was never a conformer. Just even in school. It was just bro, it doesn't make sense how I have to wait for someone to raise my hand to go to the bathroom. I should just be allowed, or wait for someone to bring the whole pass back. Maybe if an older generation is listening to this video, you guys didn't have that, but that's what's in school nowadays. It's kind of fucking ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of the first instance there, okay? Parents. Second, your friends. Who are you hanging out around? Because I was talking to some of my old friends, and they're sitting in college, and, they go to class, and they get home, and they play video games, eat pizza, and smoke weed. That's all they do. And it's such a waste of time. That's your environment. I could not imagine being in an environment where I'm sitting there eating pizza, playing video games, smoking weed after all day being at college. I would feel like a fucking loser. I'm actually completely wasting my time and my money. And it's if you guys are doing that, you're retarded. You're fucking retarded. Actually. And it's just think a little bit outside the box. Now, I'm not saying that I'm this fucking millionaire right now, and that you guys have to listen to me about all this shit. I'm just giving you the fucking facts to think outside the box. I think personally I can do way better. But personally, I think I've done pretty fucking good the past year on what I've been able to achieve. 2, I think I could be better, yes. But the amount of work and the amount I have changed over the past year has been ridiculous. Last year, I could not sit in front of a camera like this talking to you guys. I just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? It just wasn't something I could physically do. And I've grown a lot, and that's because I've changed my environment and got around people that have helped me grow. We grow together. Me, Marco, and Kiwa, we grow together. That's why I fuck with this environment. That's why I fuck with my friends. And it's it just comes from the friend standpoint. It's just who are you surrounding yourself with? You know what I mean? I surround myself with guys that are just fucking want to win every single day. Wake up, work, hit the gym, we're sparring each other, we're just active, you know what I mean? We're doing shit, we're doing good stuff for ourselves. And, going back to the point, it's not bad to smoke weed, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's bad to smoke weed and be a lazy fuck. For instance, for me, if I'm working all day and I work out and I'm having, I'm just having a successful day, make thousands upon thousands of dollars, and at night I like to smoke a little weed just to, kind of calm down, smoke a little weed just to relax. Well, not relax, but like, work, on service delivery and shit, or drive my car, like, bro, that's fine. You know what I mean? But if you guys are just smoking weed and, fucking playing video games and scrolling on reels and doing some bullshit, it's just not beneficial. It's not getting you anywhere. Like, I wake up in the morning with full fucking energy, ready to kill the day every single fucking day. Every single day. That's because I'm forced to. Because if I don't wake up in time, or if I don't wake up and do what I need to do the day, Q or Marco, they're going to look at me and be like, what the fuck you doing, bro? Like, dude, get to work. What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, I have guys around me that are pushing me every single day, and, vice versa. Now, that doesn't happen because we're all dialed as fuck and we wake up regardless and do what we have to do. But if it got to that point where there was a sense of laziness or whatever it was, you're going to pick your friend up and you're going to help them. That's the type of environment we live in. Type of environment you guys live in within college, you guys are all the same. You're all on the same path. You're on the same thought frequency. So if someone is, smoking weed and eating pizza, eating junk food and playing video games and being a fucking fat ass and doesn't go to the gym and, just is a fucking loser, well, you're going to conform to that reality, and that's where, your mindset is going to kind of be placed, and you're just going to think that's normal. Right? With us, if someone was doing that bullshit here, that would not be normal. We would not be allowing that to happen in our environment. We just wouldn't hang out with you. We'd cut you off immediately, to be honest, if you're doing that shit. Because that's not the type of people we want to be around, We want to build an empire. That's why I'm here. I'm here talking to you guys, making money online because I want to build an empire. I want to be a fucking millionaire, multi-millionaire. That's what I will achieve at some point. I know I will have it. It's just a matter of time. And the time is short. I know I will be a millionaire very, very soon, probably this year, or in the next year at least. I mean, on paper, I already am. So it's like, come from a standpoint where you guys are thinking in thought frequencies that are going to grow you, that are going to grow your mind, get around people like that. That just all plays into your environment. Environment is so important. Now, we went through the physical aspect of environment, your spiritual aspect, and then we went through relationship aspect of your environment, right? Your parents, your friends. And now we're going to go through, whether you're a girl or a boy, let's say you're a girl, your boyfriend, or you're a boy, your girlfriend, okay? How that can physically affect how successful you guys are in your environment. So, if your girlfriend is quarrelsome, you need to cut her off immediately. Okay? It says in the Bible. Actually, I'm going to find this verse because this opened up my mind a lot. Let's see this. So, this verse comes from the Bible. It is better to dwell in a corner of a housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. I'm going to read that again. Proverbs 21:9. This is the King James Version. It is better to dwell in a corner of a housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. So, essentially, it is better to be in a small little fucking attic in a corner rather than with a quarrelsome or brawling woman or your wife or girlfriend, whatever it is, in a wide house. Like, let's just say you have a fucking mansion, but your girlfriend or your wife or whoever it is like just insane, like absolutely out of their mind. That's what it says in the Bible, okay? So let's just see. I'm going to try to find the other verse because there's one a little bit easier to understand. Okay, so I actually found it. So in Proverbs 21:9, it does say the verse I went over, okay? But if you guys go to Proverbs 25:24, it says it again. Better to live on a corner of the roof than share a house with a quarrelsome wife, okay? Guys, so important. And a lot of men deal with this nowadays. I mean, divorce rates are crazy. I think it's over like 60%, but besides the point, guys, you cannot be living with your girlfriend or your wife or your special significant other if they're quarrelsome, okay? Like, it will hurt your growth. Think about it. Like, it's going to drain your mind. And you guys that do have girlfriends out there, whoever it is, you've probably already thought about this. It drains your energy completely. You have to be with someone that is going to grow you, that is going to be there for you, that is going to be high frequency. If you are with someone that is low frequency and you are with that person, since you love them, you will attach to their frequency so fucking easy. So fucking easy. But let's just say, it was a girl. And this girl was always arguing with you, always mad at you, was mad that you wouldn't spend enough time with her because you're always working. Obviously, you just still got to give time to your girlfriend. But, besides the point, just like always just freaking out. It is literally better. God says it is better to live in a corner of an attic by yourself as a man than live in a big, huge mansion, let's just say in Miami, with a quarrelsome wife. Because it's going to drain your energy. It's not worth it at the end of the day. You guys are going to be unfocused. And, you're just going to be super, like, it's just going to be chaotic. This will affect your environment. And that is just such a big thing. So, like, I don't really know how much I could elaborate on this because it's pretty fucking straightforward. But if you guys are dealing with a woman in your life that is hurting your growth, making you lazy, taking up your time, you're fucked. You're completely fucked. Because, to be honest, I'll just be real with you guys. That happened to me. It did. And then I realized it, and I fucking got rid of it immediately. But you guys got to understand that, like, and it's not me coming from a place of, egotistical or being a dick. It's just like, I'm not going to tolerate it. You guys, especially as a man, you cannot tolerate that. Especially if you're young. Like, you got shit to do. You cannot be dealing with that shit. You know, she supports you, great. If she doesn't, tell her to go. You know what I mean? Because it is so important that you guys are actually on the path to success and you actually fucking just work hard and you fucking grind. Like, that is the most important thing to do. And if you guys don't do that and you let this keep going, it is going to drain your energy. Trust me, it will drain your energy completely. And that's just me being transparent. Most people wouldn't admit that. And so, you know, when it got to that point where I realized it, I was like, okay, this is done. You know, I didn't fucking tolerate it. You know what I mean? I couldn't tolerate it. Just wouldn't happen. And now the environment is a lot better. So it all plays to your guys' environment. Okay, and that's why I'm going to Dubai in a fucking week here, exactly a week or a week and a day, because I want to change up my environment a little bit. You know, I want to go to a high frequency place. Now, Miami's very high frequency. I love it here. Fucking love Miami. Dubai's going to be sick too. You know, going to be there, going to be working all day, going to be taking fucking sales calls, driving supercars. You know, like, how can you have a negative mindset in that type of environment? You're just not going to. Or when you go to the Palm, I just remember doing this. Like, I would be at the Palm with me and we'd be sitting there working on our laptops like all day, just like, you know, on the beach, just taking sales calls at the beach, drinking a fucking pina colada and working. Like, that shit's sick. It's just wealth frequency. It's just, it feels good. And it's nice because I can take this work and I can do it whenever I want, when I want. If I don't work today, I don't make money. You know what I mean? It's like you have to fucking constantly work and constantly strive and constantly push to be the best fucking possible human you can be. You got to put yourself in environments that's going to give you that. Like, when I go to Dubai, bro, I remember seeing this one fucking Asian guy. We're in this hotel, and this guy was rich as fuck. I mean, I just remember looking at him. I was, holy shit. Like, this guy's watch. I don't remember what it was, but it was something insane. It was like, was it a Richard Mille? It had a skull in the middle of it, and it was all diamond. I was like, bro, what the fuck? I was like, insane amount of wealth. And it's just like, you can't have a negative mindset in that environment, or like a non-abundance mindset. It's just like almost impossible. It's like, I swear, every time I go to Dubai, I double the amount of income that I bring in, like literally every single time, or at least triple it. You know, it's insane. Just get around good people, get around a good environment. The people who surround yourself with is, you know, fully just conform to. I mean, it's just so crazy how that works. So it's like, it's the same gist, you know, guys, who you surround yourself with, you know, the habits you guys have and all that shit. It's just who you're going to become. If you grew up in a fucking fat household and you hang around fucking obese people, guess who you're going to become? You're going to probably become a fucking fat ass. But if you hang out with, you know, triathlons or Olympians, some fucking bodybuilder, you're probably going to become like them. Or if you grew up with them, or those are your parents, right? So it's all who you guys kind of conform to, and, you know, your environment with that. But anyways, boys, this is just a yap session. Just wanted to fucking post this, because why the fuck not? And yeah, it's basically all I have for you guys. So environment is such a big role. You know, your physical environment is going to play a big role in your life. Your spiritual environment is going to play a huge, huge fucking role in your life. And also your relationship environment is going to play a big fucking role. The relationships is probably one of the most important. But guys, besides the point, I'm gonna get off this YouTube. Okay, if you guys want to learn how, you know, I became so fucking successful and why my coaching clients are printing thousands of dollars every single day, well, it's because they started an SMA and they took action upon themselves and they decided not to be a fucking pussy and they actually put in the work. That's why I'm here. That's why all of our coaching clients are here in Miami. It's because they put in the work and, you know, they force themselves. Guys, Connor Watt, I don't know if you know about this guy. He was from my hometown. He graduated high school with me. He first was my appointment setter. Then he became my closer. Then he actually joined our program. He's here in Miami with us right now making $30,000 a month. He was kicked out of his home because his parents were mad he wasn't going to college. And now he's here in Miami with me. It's ridiculous how you can change your life, and it's only been a couple months. But guys, besides the point, if you want to become fucking me or Connor Watt or any of our other coaching clients, then DM me on Instagram, DM me a fucking YouTube or some shit, give me a follow, and obviously I'm going to DM you guys back and kind of walk you through everything, see if you would even be potentially a good fit to work with us, because we vet our coaching clients and, you know, who we work with. You know, we don't want to be working with fucking losers. So guys, besides the point, if you're interested in that, hit me up. I got you. But I'm gonna go drive my M4 competition, get some fucking food, no seed oil bullshit, just grind the whole day and take some sales calls. So yeah, but anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next video, and you have to start taking action with your life. If you don't, well, nothing changes if nothing changes. I'll just tell you that. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.